ACH payments are a cost-effective and scalable way for your app to receive funds from users. But with the ACH system comes one big challenge: payment risk. Whenever you receive funds through ACH, there's a possibility that the transaction could be reversed. This is where Plaid Signal can help. Signal works alongside Auth and uses machine learning to evaluate the risk that an ACH transaction will be returned. This allows you to reduce risk and improve your customer experience all at the same time by enabling instant funds availability for low-risk transactions and adding additional safeguards for high-risk ones. Signal is designed to be fast, getting data in about 2 seconds, so you can run checks in real time at the point of the transaction without your user wandering off. There are 3 slightly different flows for adding Signal to your items. If you're already an Auth customer and want to start using Signal on existing items, you don't need to explicitly add it to the item beforehand. To create a new item with Signal, go through the normal process for initializing the link flow and initialize with Auth and Signal. If you're using Signal with Identity, to minimize latency, initialize with just Auth. If you've enabled data transparency messaging, put Signal and Identity in the additional consented products array. Call Identity Get Next. Finally, call Signal Prepare, which will add Signal to the item. Once Signal has been added to your item, call Signal Evaluate, passing in the account ID and access token for the account you're interested in. You'll also need to provide the amount of the proposed transaction and a client transaction ID, which is a unique identifier you can set to anything you want. There's also a few other fields that aren't required but can help improve the accuracy of Signal results, like the user's IP address and email. Signal Evaluate will return a risk score from 1 to 99, indicating how risky the transaction is. To help you interpret the score, it'll also return a set of risk tiers. Each tier corresponds to a predicted percentage chance that the transaction will be returned. You will actually receive 2 different risk scores, one for bank-initiated returns, which includes causes like insufficient funds, and another for customer-initiated returns, which includes causes like unauthorized transfers. Signal Evaluate also returns a set of over 60 attributes that Plaid used to arrive at the score, so if you prefer to feed this data into your own risk models, you can do that too. Once you have your risk score, it's time to decide what to do next. If the transaction is low risk, you might choose to go ahead with the transaction and credit the user for their deposit instantly, before the ACH has settled, creating the delightful user experience of a real-time funds transfer. If the transaction is high risk, on the other hand, you might go ahead with the transaction but put a hold on the funds for a few days, since approximately 90% of ACH returns happen within 5 business days. If Signal reported a high risk of a bank-initiated return, which is typically caused by insufficient funds or inactive accounts, you could use Plaid's Balance product to verify that the account is open and check its real-time balance. Customers who use Balance and Signal together experience lower rates of returns than those who use just one. Finally, let Plaid know what happened using Signal Decision Report to indicate whether you allowed the transaction, and Signal Return Report in the case of a returned transaction. Calling these endpoints helps Plaid improve our Signal ML model, giving you better results. This has been Plaid Signal in 3 minutes. If you want to find out more about Signal, check out our documentation, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can find out about new tutorials as soon as they're available. Happy plaiding!